Hello YouTube, it's Brandon and this is your weekly commute. So I am just trying to kind of get back in the groove. I guess that really doesn't even make sense since this is my third episode, but I want to make sure that I get an episode out every week, even though I don't have an audience right now. A couple things on my mind, and I really like the comment that I made last week, and I have definitely pretty much committed to that mentality, which is that there's not going to be a topic for this show. You're gonna just get whatever's on my mind on the day that I record and send something to you. So today, what I'm thinking about is my upcoming wedding, which is 1 month from today. And I'm very excited about that. Very excited. I'm going to marry the woman of my dreams. And actually, you know what? That's not even true, because I never could have dreamt of finding a woman like what I have found. And Amanda, I love you dearly. So what I want to talk about in today's episode is all of the stress that goes into planning a wedding. And you know, if you're like me, maybe you are, maybe you're not. I'm 33 years old and I've never been married. And you know, a lot of people would say that's getting married late, and I guess I think that too. But I've just never been willing to settle or just get married because I'm supposed to be married. So anyway, I'm really grateful that I waited to find someone who I believe is the woman that God had for me, and it just took us a little time to find each other. So I'm new to the wedding game, is what I'm trying to say, right? I'm new to all you hear about it, you know, it's stressful and yada yada, but I've never experienced it firsthand until now. And just wanted to kind of share some just feedback and tips and lessons learned, and just experience with you, recent experience. And I think the first and most important thing that I wanted to mention today is that, you know, weddings. I don't know if anybody watches Shark Tank. There's an episode where Kevin O'Leary, aka Mr. Wonderful, he talks about that anything in the wedding business, he loves to be in that space because people will spend any amount of money and they don't care. Their emotions drive the purchase, and so, you know, it's expensive, right? And there are so many different ways to spend money. I mean, outside of the stuff that you just automatically think about, which is like, you know, a venue and a honeymoon and a rehearsal dinner. And I had always kind of thought, you know, and rings, right? Rings are a big purchase that most people anticipate. But outside of all that, there are so many other things that I never really saw coming. And it's overwhelming. It can really be overwhelming. My fiance and I decided to do it ourselves. We didn't do, you know, we don't have a wedding planner or anything like that. We're just doing it ourselves. And so that would, my first thing I want to say is, if you're getting married, try to remember, like, don't lose sight of the fact that, you know, of what the most important thing is that's going to happen on your wedding day. And hopefully, if you know, if you're in love and you have found your person, like we like to say to each other, you know, she's my person. If that's the case, the most important thing that's going to happen on your wedding day is that you're going to be married to her or to him. And you know, 5 years from now, nobody's going to remember what the cake looked like or what flavor it was, or, you know, if the linens matched the boutonnieres, right? I mean, nobody's going to remember where the videographer was standing, or who gave toasts, or, you know, I mean, some of that stuff there may be some little memory of it, but all of that pales in comparison to, you know, what's really happening that day, which is that two people are committing their lives and dedicating their lives to each other. So our pastor actually reminded us of that, and it was a game changer for us. You know, he mentioned that to us in our premarital counseling a few weeks ago, or a month ago maybe, and it really has helped me to put things in perspective, and I think it has my fiance too. You know, so don't get too caught up. And I know that, you know, especially for brides, I think grooms probably can maybe appreciate that, and some of you brides might be out there thinking, he doesn't understand, this guy's crazy, you know, I've been planning this in my mind for, you know, 10 years, or, you know, since I was a little girl, whatever. And I get all that. I do. I understand. And I've always, you know, honestly, and a lot of men might not admit this, and maybe some of it's not true. My truth, or my reality, is that I've always kind of had an idea of what my wedding day would be like. I don't think that I have ever gone nearly as far into it as women tend to, and I think that's good, and it's healthy, and there's nothing wrong with it. But anyway, that's my first point: is man, you're getting married to the love of your life, and that's what's important. That's what really matters, right? I guess another thing I would want to say is, if you can afford to do a wedding planner, golly, it would really make things a lot easier. We didn't know. I kind of thought, you know, this won't be that big a deal. I don't need to pay somebody all that money to do that. And it's really is a lot of stuff to do, a lot of tasks. You know, it's just a lot of tasks. I told you guys a few episodes ago that I'm a spreadsheet guy. And so I do have a spreadsheet for this of items that need to be completed, and status and deadlines and things like that. And it's very helpful because it helps me be organized and know what needs to be taken care of next. But it still doesn't solve the problem. I mean, it's still an overwhelming mountain of stuff that needs to be done. I want to talk about rings for a second. So, guys, you know, I got to be careful. I don't want to put anybody out there, but I know a person who's a friend of mine who let me just, anyway, I don't know if he may ever watch this. Just don't be a cheapskate on your engagement ring for your loved one, your girlfriend. If you know, if you're thinking about proposing, don't be a cheapskate for the ring. And it's not, I don't necessarily think that that should be a percentage of your income or any of those. I think they're silly rules, you know, that I don't think that it should be motivated by money or about the money or anything like that. But on the other hand, though, it's a symbol, you know, it's a symbol of, you know, and I believe that a good man will make many sacrifices for his family. That's a belief that I hold pretty deeply, and you know, and this would be the first of what would probably be many. That will be, for me, it'll be many sacrifices. So I mean, it's supposed to hurt a little bit. It's supposed to sting a little bit when you buy the ring, right? You know, it's supposed to cost you something. And man, I can't tell you how I love. And especially when she first got it, but even still, I'll catch my fiance sometimes just looking at her ring and holding it, and, you know, moving her hand in different directions to let the light hit it, you know, and scintillate. And it just, I love when I see, she'll get pictures of it and videos, and just really makes me feel good. It's something that that makes me feel good. You know, I know that she loves her ring, and that feels good, you know, to me as a man, as a provider. It feels good to know that I've done good on something that, you know, that she wanted. Trying to think what else. You know, for the groom, man, for the most part, and I don't believe that it's her day, I believe it's our day, but for the most part, I want her to be happy, and I just rather let her have her way on some stuff. There are a few things that I've kind of pushed back on a little bit, and we've had to compromise and work together, which I think is is healthy, because that'll be good. That's what we're going to be doing for the rest of our lives, to, you know, compromise and meet each other in the middle. But, you know, for most of it, like the cake is a good example, right? So I really liked the idea of doing, there was red velvet, and there was this one cake that our cake vendor had. It was like a cinnamon, it was basically like a cinnamon roll, right, flavor, and it was delicious. And my fiance wasn't crazy about it, and it was kind of like one of those things where, you know what, it's not that big a deal to me. I can go buy a cake somewhere, anywhere, anytime. That's an easy choice for me to say, babe, you have it your way, whatever you want. So we ended up strawberry and lemon. Tuxes, you know, don't skimp out on that. You know, you want to look sharp. Your photos are gonna last for the rest of your lives together. I don't know if any of this is useful. This is just kind of where I'm at and what's been going on in my life. The big thing that I'll say, oh, this is good. All right, this is really good. First, I'll speak to the bride and groom. Pull your wedding party in to help with some stuff. If you don't have a wedding planner, pull your wedding party, especially your best man and your maid of honor. Get them involved. That's part of the responsibility of being in the wedding party, right? And then now I'm going to talk to the wedding party people. If you're a best man, a maid of honor, or even a bridesmaid or a groomsman, you know, try to be there for the person that you're involved with. You know, try to make things easy for them. Get involved. Ask how you can help. You know, I've got some really good guys in my life. She's got some really good girls in her life, and our friends and family, the people that are in our wedding party, have been really good and really helpful and available, and just said, yeah, I can help with that, and it's just really appreciated. So, you know, just know that if you are asked, especially if you're the best man or the maid of honor, that's part of what you're saying yes to. If you say yes, you're also saying, yes, I will help you with tasks, because it's endless. It's an endless stream of money and tasks. So anyway, look, I think that's about all I got for today. One of my buddies, I might have him. He said he'd be willing to manage social media for the podcast, for the vlog. So we might be doing some social media soon. I would love to get an audience and actually have people watching these. So anyway, but until such time, organic growth is all I can ask for. So I will say, tell your friends, push the like button below, subscribe to get more episodes of your weekly commute. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.